Would you like to make pizza but you don't have an oven? Today I'm going to show you how to make pizza without an oven. Let's get started. Here are the ingredients. For the dough, you need 2 teaspoons of instant dry yeast, 1.5 cups of water, 1/4 cup of vegetable oil, 1 tablespoon sugar, 1 teaspoon salt, 3.5 cups all-purpose or bread flour. For the pizza sauce, you need 1/4 cup of oil, 2 teaspoons of chopped garlic, 1/2 cup of chopped onions, 1 to 2 tablespoons of sugar, 2 cups of canned crushed tomatoes, 1 teaspoon salt, 1/2 teaspoon black pepper, 1 teaspoon dried basil leaves, 1/4 teaspoon oregano powder, 1 teaspoon red pepper flakes or use chili sauce. Or if you don't want to make your own pizza sauce, you can just buy ready-made pizza sauce. For the suggested pizza topping, we have the more popular ones. We have pineapple tidbits, ham, pepperoni, mushroom, and then for the cheese, you can use mozzarella cheese or quick melt cheese. For the dough, you dissolve the yeast in water. Always make sure that your yeast is active. This is instant yeast, so I just stir it and you will see the yeast will float. And if you look closer, there is some kind of activity, some kind of there are tiny bubbles bursting out. Okay, it means your yeast is active. If you're not using instant yeast, you have to wait for about 15 minutes. You let it rise with a little sugar. Okay, and then we'll add sugar, flour, and then salt, and then you have oil. If you have olive oil, use olive oil. If you don't have olive oil, regular cooking oil will do. And once the dough has formed, you use medium speed and you knead it for about 5 minutes or until the dough is smooth and elastic. Here you can see that it has formed a dough, so you can increase the speed, and then 5 minutes. You will know that you have enough flour because it leaves the sides of the bowl clean. If all the dough sticks to the sides, then you need to add a little bit more flour. Always add flour gradually. I mean the additional flour, you add it gradually, okay? Alright, let's check our dough. If you'll notice, this dough is a little bit softer and more wet than the usual, okay? So you dip your hands in flour or oil if you like to use oil, and you get a small portion. If you can stretch the dough slowly, see, without it breaking or tearing, then it means it's ready. Okay? Then here we will sprinkle this with flour. We'll put this in. We don't use oil. You can use oil, but I prefer to use flour. And then we cover this with plastic, okay? Or a damp towel. And then we let this rise for about 30 minutes. Let's make our pizza sauce. I have here oil. You have garlic and onions. If you don't want to make your own pizza sauce, you can just buy ready-made pizza sauce. But I like to be able to make my own because you're able to control the flavors and the taste and the seasoning. If you have extra pizza sauce, you can always freeze it. You can freeze it for as long as 6 months. And then you just reheat or thaw it out when you're ready to use it. Here I have sauteed the onions. This is canned tomatoes. You can use diced, you can use whole. And then we will just crush this as we cook this. You know, it's better to buy canned tomatoes than fresh tomatoes. For this case, when you make pizza sauce, when you make tomato sauce, because the canned tomatoes are picked or canned when it's prime, when they're very sweet. If you use fresh tomatoes, you need to cook it for a long time to take out the acidity. I have here, this is basil, oregano, pepper, salt, sugar. Normally they don't put sugar, but the Filipinos, they always like their pizza sauce a little bit sweet. They don't like it spicy. Sorry, they don't like their pizza sauce to be sour. Okay, since we're using canned tomatoes, we just let this boil for maybe 3 or 4 minutes, and this is ready. If you want the pizza sauce to be really smooth, after you cook this, put this in a blender and blend it until it's pureed, or use a stick or immersion blender. Me, I like it chunky, so I leave it as it is. I'm trying to crush the tomatoes because the one I bought is not diced, it's whole tomatoes. Alright, this is done. Here's our pizza dough. Okay, remember I told you this is a no oven pizza. I'm going to cook my pizza here on a stove top. Okay, whatever pan you use is okay. It doesn't have to be non-stick. What is important is that it should have a lid or a cover. Okay, let's punch out the dough. And for the 10-inch, I'm going to put 200 grams. But you know, this is variable. It's up to you how much dough you want to put in. If you want to make it thick, you want to make it thin. So I have 200 grams for the big one. Then I'll probably have 120 for the small one. Always form it into a smooth ball. Okay, this is the small one. Supposed to be, you should, every time you roll, turn it quarter, make a quarter turn. Remember, you should have flour, otherwise it's not going to move. So always make sure you have flour. And then here, you need to break this with a fork so that you will have a flat base. If you have a docker, you can use a docker. The heat should be low, okay? And then you put this in, and then we'll cook this for 5 to 7 minutes at low heat. In the meantime, I'll make the other one. I have many recipes to share with you. If you're interested, please like, share, subscribe, and click the notification bell so you can be alerted when a new video is uploaded. This is the procedure if you bake it, if you cook it on a stove top. In the oven, dough, you put the sauce, you put the toppings, and then you bake. Here, it's different. You cook one side of the dough first before you put the topping. In the US, where they have barbecues during summer, they use a grill. You can also make your pizza in the grill. Same way like this. You cook one side, flip it over, put the pizza sauce and the topping, and then cover. Okay? You will know once it's cooking, because see, you can see bubbles and the sides are dry. It's like making pancake. So the other side, so we flip it over. See? So this side is cooked now. Half cooked. So what we're going to do next is we're going to put the pizza sauce. By the way, you can do this off the heat, huh? So you don't have to be rushed. You know, homemade pizza sauce is very good. For me, I like homemade pizza sauce than the commercial pizza sauce. And then we're going to put the cheese next. I'm using mozzarella cheese. You can also grate the cheese and then put it here grated. Maybe easier for you. Okay, because we don't want it on the sides. Okay, this one we will make pepperoni. And then we'll put some mushrooms. Oops. I have some cheese here which I cubed, but you can just use grated cheese. This is leftover from one of my videos. Low heat again. This time we're going to cover this and then 7 to 10 minutes. If you don't cover it, the cheese will not melt nicely. Alright. We're going to make Hawaiian. And then you have pineapple because it's Hawaiian. Some people hate pineapple on their pizza. And then I always put a little mushroom. I had the cheese grated. You put a little bit so that they will stick. So from one recipe today, we were able to make 3 big ones and 3 small ones. You can see that the cheese is melted, however, the bottom is not brown enough. Okay, if you take this out, the crust is cooked, but it's not crunchy. So I will cook this for a few minutes more. This one is ready. Actually, a guide that the pizza is ready is you can hear like a popping sound. I don't know, can you hear that? Okay, that's an indication the pizza is cooked. And here's our Hawaiian pizza. Okay, it's up. Okay. Okay, here our pizza is cooked. The cheese is melted, and you can see the bottom is brown. Okay, so try to slice this. You hear the crunch, so the dough is crispy. Okay, I want you to see. It's thin crust. The bottom has a nice color. That's normal for pizza to have burnt spots. And this is our pepperoni pizza. You don't need an oven, you just need your stove.